Oh, shoot. Now we're good. Okay. Ooh, little technical difficulties on my side. But we're back. Hi guys! Welcome to Little Witch RP's live play of our D&D's Shadow of the Dragon Queen. What is Little Witch RP, you may ask? I will tell you. Little Witch RP is me, Faye, your game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love role-playing games and sharing stories with all so much that we quit our day jobs and we created our own companies. That way we could create high-quality TTRPG experiences full-time. We've been very fortunate along the way to meet many awesome, amazing players who have joined us on our adventure, including the players who are with us tonight. And you can join them in all the fun. To get started playing with us, just join our Discord and website community, where you can sign up for games, meet us and all of our players, talk about your favorite characters and stories, and even roleplay on our forums. We've got plenty of games that happen every day, Monday through Saturday, so that way you can play in our Mortal Guardians episodic campaign and fight back against the evil Coven of Zol and their dark masters from the void beyond the stars. We also offer high-quality custom quests, magic items, and our Burning Veil campaign that runs alongside the Mortal Guardians. So, take a moment during the game to join us and introduce yourself. We can't wait to see you at the table. Now, speaking of the table, let's get started with tonight's game. And we pick up in the city of Calamon. You have, well, a lot has happened, from the fires of Volgler that burned through the night to the, well, caveat of getting Calamon's protection for the refugees, joining in the military. You've had your first successful mission in retrieving Tatina Ruckledust, and following that, your second mission, heading out and investigating the claims of the burned farmstead. But you've returned now, and while you have made it back with, unfortunately, no prisoner, as you had thought you would be coming in with, you have the information you were able to gather during a brief interrogation. So not all was lost. You're able to give your reports. But then, well, you have time to rest. There have been some things you have heard coming forward from returning to Calamon. The Knights of Solamnia on their way, Victoria knows, as do the rest of you. Zuela had made sure that you were aware that they should be here within a matter of days, and that was before you headed out. The rest of you, of course, have your own pursuits. Rue, there is Wyan. You've not heard back from the mage about what the mage's tower may have said, but such things may take time. You do also have the debt of your trinket as part of your arrangement. You also have a budding business operation in the form of selling and making health potions. So who sees where those ventures may take you? Thus, you are here once more in Calaman, trying to reclaim perhaps some of the songs and sessions you had missed out in Volgler. Oh, goodness gracious. Early on tonight, Sirenscape. But as you are now getting back into the scene here, picking up where you had left off, crafting the sounds, things are going well on your nights. There are still a few off ones, but most of the time you are fairly successful. and Hugh. There are, of course, your training sessions with those refugees of Vogler when you are able to, um, when you are able to make your way out to uh, the refugee camp. But of course, you also recall your recent visit with your colleague, companion. Really, Arenberg is in a category of their own. But all these things happening in a short amount of time. But as we come back to Calamon, as your duties are your own, what are some things that you would like to do? Anything out of the ordinary?
Oh, now that I've started with my Vogler uh, charges, let's get them started on group fighting and get them all have spears and just like you don't have to be good individually if you all work together. And then start drilling.
Okay.
I'm keeping my eye out for any kind of weird nature spirit things, but I think there's less of that in town.
Since your nighttime visit, you have not seen any other strange happenings. At least, not of any sort of fey spirit nature. There have been some rumors in the trade camp of creatures seen out in the woods nearby. Nothing that seems as terrifying as the draconian raiders, but parents have started making sure that their younger ones stay closer to the settlements and not wandering off in the woods. Rue, you also would have heard these tales as you've passed by that area when going out to find your herbs for your potions.
They're talking about monsters?
Monsters, maybe a beast of mundane nature, but extraordinary circumstances. Hard to say for sure, but it is something that concerns and worries enough that they are sprouting rumors.
And this is just from the townsfolk themselves, or even like the leaders, like Raven and stuff.
Well, Raven, as she repeats when you speak to her, claims she is no longer mayor. But, I mean, there is no Vogler, so she is no longer mayor of Vogler. And reiterates that you can just call her Raven. But no, it's not just the Vogler people within the trade camps that are speaking of this. Others that exist in the trade camps also have noticed the same happenings. So, Twitch chat blowing up. But yeah, so the two of you have heard the rumors. You've heard many people kind of talking about them. Something you could bring back to the others, to Bass and Victoria as well, if that is something you might have the group inspect.
In mind, yeah.
Has it just been odd sightings, or is there a danger with this?
From the rumors, there is concern that there is danger. Some people have come back wounded, but they weren't able to quite clearly describe what they saw, which is where you start getting the monstrous rumors. And the kids, the younger ones, being kept closer to the settlements instead of going out to pick berries further in the forest.
But I've never seen anything myself.
Roll a survival check.
That's a 7.
You've not seen any visuals, but you have heard the strange sounds of the forest that don't seem to belong to your small, furry friends. But nothing has directly bothered you. But you can understand why some people might believe the stories.
How about you, Hugh? You've been hearing these rumors?
I haven't. But I haven't been keeping my head to that.
Not even like your charges don't seem a little more distracted in their training?
Not that I noticed, but I'm different social class than them, so they don't tend to dish me.
Social class, so you're like a elite compared to them.
There is this classic way of saying that there is those who work, those who pray, and those who fight, and I'm of the group that does the fighting. Not so much anymore anyone who does the praying, so it's just those who pray, and there's those who work, and those who fight.
Interesting. In my society, we do everything.
We're more like that when we're out in the woods, but once you get in settled areas, it's more stratified. Outranging, there's no social standing. But in town.
Just I've noticed some of that in these human settlements as well. It's always struck me as chaotic.
I'm much more comfortable in the wilds.
As am I.
There, the trickery is more, and deception is more honest.
Agree. Rue's like warming up to this conversation.
Yeah, he was like starting to really bond with Rue about this kind of stuff.
What was it that we had that battle about in the second episode? Like, was it the rhubarb thing? We like
Yes.
rhubarb
It was like
pie and-
uses for. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we're escalating toward that type of situation again.
I feel like Hugh and Rue, like, half the time just bounce off each other because a lot of their perspectives are completely different. And they suddenly, like, 25% of the time, they're completely in sync. Cause...
This is the time. Well, this is a little concerning. Something to keep in mind. When is this happening? Like after our downtime, Faye? Or
This is between,
During.
so this is during that week between your assignment. So you have, so this would be like maybe day 3 that you'd be hearing these rumors kind of come through. So, still fairly new, fairly recent, but it's early enough in the day that if you want to find Vass or Victoria, it's easy enough to be done, and perhaps get the whole group to head out and see what could be happening in the forest, if that is something you wish to do during your week of downtime.
Well, I was on my way out to pick some herbs from the forest because I ran out from the last couple days. Maybe we could make a small detour and see if we can investigate a little bit. I don't know if you can sacrifice some of the time of your training, Hugh.
Oh well, they should get some outdoor. I can bring them with them. They need to learn how to do some foot tripping experience anyway.
Field trip.
Yep.
So, easy enough to send one of the figures to fetch Vass and Victoria to invite them along on the trip to the woods. So a runner approaches both Vass and Victoria, not at the same time, but finds you both, and explains the situation that Hugh and Rue have found some interesting rumors in the woods outside of Calamon and are going to investigate.
There's probably a spotted eggplant or something out there they're looking for. Okay, so a runner showed up. Where do we meet them?
They're at the refugee camps in the trade camping area.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you tell me that already?
And that's where I came from. Sorry, I thought I can, if you're willing to assist, or if you're not busy, I can take you back there, of course.
I mean, I know where the refugee camp is. Don't carry on with your business. Don't bother with me anymore.
Of course, ma'am. And he gives a nod and goes off to find Vass.
Did you just ma'am Victoria?
He did just ma'am Victoria.
Oh my god, she's like 20 years old.
So
That's going in my notes.
Vass, you are found, and it's the same offer and information given to you.
Yeah, sure. Always a good time to keep my blade sharp.
So, as you are now moving, you make your way, and Hugh, Rue, you do see Vass and Victoria joining in the distance. Not quite at the same time, but close enough together. You're all together. And of course you have the few able-bodied trainees that are being brought with you for a field learning excursion.
I'll keep an eye on any and offer a quiet word of advice here and there.
So, why don't we start off then with some investigation checks or survival to start your search in the woods.
Hey Hugh, what you guys? It wasn't really clear what your message was. Is there trouble?
Something to check on. I didn't really get the mess. It was Rue who had heard about this, not me.
Hey Rue. What's the story?
I mean, I was out gathering some herbs and the other day, and just the forest and bush around town just seems a little different. And I've heard the grumblings of the people when I've been coming through. That it sounds like they're suspicious of something in the countryside, and I just don't want it to be a repeat of Vogler, right? Where if there was something lurking out there, I'd rather know about it sooner rather than later. So anything encroaching on this area.
Oh, okay. I mean, of course I'll help out, but I assume Calaman has scouts out. We'd know if an army was coming.
I mean, it might not be an army, it might be scouts of their own.
Okay, well, you lead the way.
Well, as you make your way out into the woods, it is Hugh and Rhubarb that are able to pick up on the strange tracks. You're about maybe 5 minutes away from the tree line. Close enough that it wouldn't be much trouble to peer out and see figures walking, but it is a bit of a distance.
Are we in the trees or outside the trees? Sorry.
You are within the tree line.
Perfect. My favorite place.
Yep. And it is a the markings that you see here on the ground. Strange. They remind you of perhaps an insect, but they are large. And they look more like the steps of a perhaps humanoid creature, but just with insectoid features on these tracks.
Hugh, do you see those over here?
Yeah. Have you seen such a creature before?
They remind me of like the forest dung beetles that we had back at home. Only much larger.
I've not seen the like on this plane. I'm not sure if this is a natural creature or not. Mayhap there's magery afoot.
I
think
mean,
it's,
maybe Vass knows what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, but Vass has been around.
Yeah, Hugh relays the as best he can determine the anatomical features of the creature on the tracks to Vass.
Vass, would you like to
You-
roll a nature check?
Your
We all
face.
want you to roll nature. It's great. We're like, put Vass on the spot.
Okay, that's not too bad.
The description that you're given is that it is two-toed or has at least two talons that it walks on, and the ball of the feet where it connects, and there's an arch between where would notice most of the weight and the tips of the talons where it cuts into the grass. So the physicality of it is very much insect, but the way that it walks, the gait and the track pattern, that is what gives you the sense that it is more humanoid-esque. Hard to say for sure. But with a 14 Vass, it could be many things. Nothing one particular coming to mind. You hear stories in your mind of bards far and wide of distant realms talking of creatures, and it could be any of them.
Would you
Come on, me. we hunt. New Shazans. And he was like starting to track the things in the direction they're going.
Of course.
While they were pointing that stuff out to Vasru was like kind of pointing out some of those features to the Vogler trainees as well to try and teach them about like
Oh yeah, is that
Animal
okay that
anatomy.
they're like they're following us, but they're not gonna be involved in combat or anything? Just we're having them.
Yeah, I'm having them at a safe distance and like just
Yeah.
ultra on defense. Like if it looks at any sort of point that, you know, their lives are forfeit, they're gonna bolt. Because they're just trainees right now.
Yeah, I think Hugh like gave them explicit instructions not to do any heroes and to retreat the first time in real trouble.
Well, while they're examining the tracks, Victoria's just keeping an eye out around them.
Go ahead, roll for me a perception check then.
Oh, don't do this to me. There you go.
I love it. It's like, I'm gonna keep an eye out, and then I ask you to keep an eye out, and you're like, no.
It was more looking like keeping an eye out because Victoria's not great at keeping an eye out.
So,
She's well-meaning.
as you look around, you see where Hugh and Vass are conversing over the tracks. You see where Rue is educating the Vogler trainees over the tracks. You see the trees in the distance. There's a bit of a shift in the wind further into the forest, but nothing seems out of place.
Excellent. I am a great guard.
But you have the tracks. They lead deeper in.
They do.
They do. They lead to where the trees grow dense, the canopy is thick, and there's some shadows that protect against the bright sun above. And you start to see more webs that fill the branches, having to duck and avoid. The taller ones, perhaps Bass having to focus on not getting his horns caught, but Vass, you would recognize this.
On a lot of things.
Yeah, Vass recognizes right away that this is not a place that he wants to be.
Nope. He very much is just trying to maintain his composure. That's that. If he can achieve that, he'll be happy. All his attention is going into maintaining his composure.
Go ahead, give me a performance check, please.
Did Rue notice this and cast guidance on Vass to try and ease his tensions a little bit?
Is that a D4?
Yeah, it would be a D4.
You need to lend Vass a spider familiar.
So,
14.
14. So, to your companions who have been traveling with you for a bit of time, especially those that were in Wyan's shop and were able to witness a certain situation, your breath, your breathing becoming a little bit more, putting more effort into it, they'd be able to pick up on that, signaling that you're in some form of distress. The Vogler refugees do not seem to pick up on anything ill.
All right, we're here with you.
As you look around, can I get a dexterity save from Victoria?
Come on now. Oh, eat it. Eat it.
As you are walking, you're looking over at Vass, making sure that he's alright, and almost walk straight into a massive web where a spider sits right in the center, but you're able to
What?
stop and pull yourself away before your face goes right into where the spider sits.
Like, how massive are we talking?
Like you've ever seen like a banana spider, like where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's got like the
In real
size of
life, I almost did this exactly in real life.
yeah, it's about banana spider size. It's like half a face. It's right there. The web is massive.
Ooh, ooh, okay. It should just back up slowly, like, whoa, oh, watch where you're walking.
And it's at this point that everyone kind of what looked like it could have just been a bunch of cobwebs seem very active. As in the treetops, they're able to see slight movements of spiders.
Just these little cute guys, right? Not like,
There's no giant spiders, but like game mechanics giant spiders. There's some that are big as someone's face. But
they're cool. They're cool. Don't worry. It's just spiders, right? Hugh?
Yep. Don't
See?
just don't look like a bug.
Oh, we better watch out for Rue then.
Rue's not crazed.
And
He's
at
standing by Vast, though.
this point you would hear the crack of a twig as something heavy steps on it.
God.
Yeah. What is it?
You turn to look.
Yeah, I'm totally turn to look.
Slowly doing
No,
the movie,
fast.
slow turn to look.
Bast is so tightly wound right now that he probably like leaps a foot in the air upon hearing that.
Oh, and I'm so sorry, Vaz. So as you turn and look, you see standing on 2 feet, but lumbering, a massive hunch, this figure with large, distended arms almost looks like some mix between man and spider. There is the pulse of veins that carry, it could be blood or venom, to the throughout the body of this strange, monstrous being.
Hey, buddy, are you doing all right? You need some help?
It just stares at you. Its eyes. There are 2 that are larger and smaller ones that surround to give better.
No. No.
And the mandibles just twitch
Oh, he's got mandibles.
as it looks at you.
Interesting.
Okay. All right. No. Okay. I'm not a nature girl, so
And it
I'll be
steps
like,
closer.
you, Rue?
As it moves closer, you can see the drip of what could be saliva. It could be venom.
Knew I should have brewed some antitoxins.
How far away is it?
At this point, maybe
Yeah.
about 15 feet from your group, but it's moving closer.
But Hugh and Rue haven't
You
said
raises
anything?
up his shield, like to his nose level, and advances forward and says, "Hark! Declare yourself."
There does not seem to be a response in the shift of its form, nor is there anything that it says. It does not even seem to really recognize the fact that you've spoken to it.
Be aware, I have the power to end you, but I not want the responsibility of it.
Still no response.
Okay. Like it's a spider. I'm having a quandary because it's a spider thing, but Victoria's also not a murderer per se. She's like, her spear's up, but she's not She's not quite ready to pull the trigger on that yet.
Vass makes some kind of a roll to see if he's frozen in place or if he's slowly backing away.
Yeah, you know what? That is not explicit content. I'm trying to give you guys a picture of what is going on here, and Discord's flagging it as explicit.
Oh. Huh.
I'll try it another way. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna ask for a wisdom saving throw to see if you've frozen in fear or if you're moving away. I would say. What was that, Vass?
I'm nothing if not consistent. My roll.
Oh yeah. I will say that a 11 is a freeze response. So you're wide-eyed, deer staring at this creature that is probably your worst nightmare.
Yep, made reality. Yep.
And it stares back at you, Vass, as again you see the sort of mandible and fangs drip. There's almost a hunger in those lifeless eyes.
Vass shudders.
And it does not stop moving.
Oh,
It
no.
continues its approach.
Hugh steps between, holding his shield up between it and getting anyone else.
What do spiders do? Bugs?
Meat. And your meat.
I'm pretty gamey though.
Yep. So, alright, let's see if this will work better for me. Oh, goodness gracious. So, as it moves forward, continuing its approach, it gets close enough that it's going to lunge, and it's probably going to lunge at you with the way that you're standing.
Okay. Well, I'm not willing to be the aggressor, so I'm readying with a parry if it does attack.
Oh, that's creepy.
So, yeah, it is attacking, and so we are going to roll some initiatives as the claws come forward, and that is going to be
Since we've established that Vass is frozen, should he be rolling his initiative at disadvantage?
I think that, yeah, disadvantage initiatives make sense here. Look at that consistency. Alright, let's get some little sounds here. Oh, goodness, Sciencescape. Alright. I'll get her up and running here shortly, but she's just being difficult
Ironscape
tonight.
has left the chat.
Yeah. So it'll be our creature first, and then it will be Vass, and then we've got who's got the higher, Rue or Victoria?
Probably Rue.
It is Rue.
+2.
So then Vass, Rue, Victoria, and then Hugh. So
recruits stay back.
You got it. And the creature, again, the claws try to reach out towards you, but they scrape against your shield. Does not hit, but the second time it's going to lumber forward and try to take a bite down atop you. 22 to hit.
That hits.
All right. You were looking at 8 points of piercing damage with another 4 points of poison damage. And then
Ooh.
I do
Okay.
need a constitution save, please.
Eight.
All right. You are poisoned for the next minute. At the end of each of your turns, you may remake that save.
Okay. That's disadvantage on stuff, right?
Yeah, disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. And it's also going to try and claw at you, but I'm pretty sure that an 11 misses. So as it scrapes against your armor, it does not find any place to actually cut at you. And Vass, you're frozen. You see this creature going after your friend. What are you doing?
I'm thinking I should be rolling a wisdom save to see if I'm able to do anything.
All right, yeah, go for it.
I think
Ooh.
I'm still frozen.
I will say this, as it just kind of came to me. If you, I'm gonna give you an inspiration earlier for your disadvantage on initiative because of the fear. So if you want to use your inspiration or hold on to it, just know that you have that.
I'm gonna hold on to that.
Okay, so for this turn, Vass, your fear keeps you held in place. What are some thoughts going through your mind?
Kill it with fire.
Yeah, that very much makes sense. So as your thoughts come forward of this creature's demise in a inferno, and hopefully far away from you, it's all in your mind as you cannot bring yourself to call upon your lineage capabilities as you're paralyzed in this moment. Rue, it is your turn.
Yes. Seeing that Hugh seems to be have a condition and Fast seems to have a condition, Rue is going to channel some powers that he recently acquired and cast Bless upon Victoria, Hugh, and Fast.
Okay.
Oh, what's that give? Bliss. 1d4?
D4 on saving throws, attack rolls.
Nice.
So,
Which
as
is not the power from Lunatari, it's from somewhere else, but he doesn't quite know where.
Ooh.
Maybe that it feels like that he's channeling the powers of the forest in a way.
I would say that that comes through in the magic casting as well, that there is, as the forest seems to stretch out, the shadows reach out and wrap around, and that is what marks and holds these blessings to your companions.
And I think that he would draw out his black obsidian blade dagger and stand between Vass and the creature while Vass is
Okay.
not moving.
So, seeing that Vass is still and frozen in this moment, you draw this blade after you cast and stand in defense of your friend. And Victoria, it is your turn.
Okay. So as a bonus action, she'll call out to Hugh, "You don't stand alone," for a bolstering rally, and Hugh will get 12 temp HP.
Nice.
And then, she'll step up and stab this thing with her spear. Because why not? Dirty 20 for 4 points of damage.
Hella. So, and that's your spear. Cool. So that's not the...
Yeah. Nope, just plain Jane spear.
All right. So, as you rush forward and you take the stab, piercing through, it doesn't have the same sort of carapace that
I'm getting creeped out.
a spider would have. It seems more fleshy.
It's squishy.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
a bit
it's
squishy. And Hugh, it is your turn.
All right. So on the poison, I checked at the end of the turn, right?
Yes, it's at the end of your turn.
Okay. I am going to Hunter's Mark him and attack.
Okay.
Oh. Crit, but I'm rolling with disadvantage.
Oh no!
Oh.
Go ahead. You can make your reroll. It's no worries.
Oh!
Oh no!
Bless.
You do
I
have
don't know if
bless.
that's gonna help.
You get a D4.
Oh. D4?
You can add it to attack rolls or saving throws. Yeah. No, it's all attack rolls or saving throws, because bless is different than the peace domain thing. So,
10.
So a 10. As you go to swing the blade, trying to pierce through, there's the thump of your heartbeat that brings that poison through your system, and your arm shifts in that moment as you feel that sickening wave over you, and unfortunately does not hit. But at the end of your turn, you can remake that save, and to remind you that you have bless, so you can always add that D4 as well.
I guess the DC is higher than 9.
Unfortunately, the DC is higher than 9 as you're trying to force this out of your system, as you're trying to get a hold of yourself. It persists, and this creature seems ready to make a meal out of those figures that are sickened. As your turn comes to an end, it is now once more our creatures go. And this spider-like entity, with all of you now close by, gets its choice. Well, most of you close by. Vass is a bit of a challenge for it to reach. So, it is going to go for you instead, Rue, as the claws come forward.
He's so bite-sized.
With a 21 to hit.
Oh shoot, that's gonna hit.
And that is 6 points of slashing damage as they cut through your the sleeve on your arm, and
I don't have sleeves.
then it cuts through the flesh. And then the creature is going to go in for a bite against you as well with a 14. I believe that is a miss, or is it a just hit?
That's a hit, but I think I'm gonna use shield
Okay.
to bolster my AC up to 17.
All right.
As a reaction.
Yeah, shield comes in and whoom, the creature, you can see the fangs, the mandibles trying to close around. They are softer and drip venom down the side of the arcane protection that you call forth. Now you did take damage, so you need to roll a Constitution save for your spell.
My
But
finger was on the trigger. Okay.
you just need to beat a 10.
Alright. How's a 21?
Yeah, you're fine. And that's it for our creatures go. Vass, we come to your turn. You're still looking at your worst nightmare.
Do I need to make another save?
I will say if you would like to, that makes sense to me, but you're also in an area now where adrenaline's kind of coming through your system, so you may be able to kick into gear.
Okay, I think he's going to manage to get a spell cast.
Okay.
He's gonna try Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
So he's just, whispering to himself a bunch of things about how horrifying this thing looks and, things that the guy probably wouldn't like to hear. And he or she or they need to make a wisdom save of DC 13.
All right. That is a 6.
All right.
All right. As the whispers take hold in the weave of magic, and as they are amplified, finding their way to. There's no visible ears, but there's likely ear holes where this creature can listen in, and as they sort of rattle around the creature's mind, you can see where it shakes the head. Does not seem to like the psychic damage a lot. But that is your action.
It has to use its reaction if available to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Alright. What you all see, this creature runs. There is a tree almost immediately behind it, and it begins to climb up into the branches. So, it now is in the branches and looks down at you and hisses, and it is a guttural sound. It reminds you of animals and insects and of feral figures, wild in the area. So that is your action, Vast. Do you do anything else on your turn?
Vast will give a bardic inspiration to Rue, since Rue stood between him and the thing and took some damage. And he'll probably do that by humming a small portion of the melody that was in the music box.
Aww. So as that calming sensation, that brief stringing together of notes falls over Rue, you feel that bolstering as you gain the bardic inspiration, and now it is your turn, Rue.
Did we get? I know I can't take an opportunity attack because I used my reaction to cast shield. Could anybody else have when it ran off?
Yeah, Victoria or Hugh could have made that opportunity attack. That is a good call.
Not Victoria and Hugh?
No, I mean, like, either of you. You have the choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay, let's add that bless, see if we can get that pumped up a little. A 13?
I continue to have...
I don't remember if it's a 13 hits on it.
A 13 will hit. Hugh, don't forget that you got your bless.
So my spear stabs it for another 5.
Yeah, take it, a 9 doesn't hit.
Unfortunately, the 9 does not hit, but there is more blood that comes out as another wound is placed upon the creature as it runs away. But that was reactions. So it's now up in the tree, hissing down at you all, very angry. And Rue, it is your turn.
I mean, it's up there. I'm like curious if it can do anything from range. But Hugh's still not looking the greatest, is he? With the poison. Rue's gonna walk over to Hugh if he needs to. I imagine Hugh might actually be close by.
Hugh would be fairly close. You maybe have to walk 5 feet.
And he's going to reach out and touch Hugh and cast Lesser Restoration to get rid of the poison condition.
Hugh, you are no longer poisoned.
Oh, nice. An appreciative nod.
All right. Rue, that is partial movement, action. Do you do anything else on your turn?
Got no good bonus actions, and I don't want to stray too far from the crew because I'm kind of bolstering them and relying on them to protect me now. So I would probably like try and stay like equidistant from all three of them, like in the center of a triangle that they make.
Sounds good. So as you move to stay balanced between your three companions, Victoria, it is your turn. The creature is now about 20 feet up above your heads.
20 feet's the magic number for not disadvantage of throwing my spear at it.
Amazing.
So, a 23 to hit
Yeah.
and 5 damage.
8 goes through. But now it has your spear.
That's all right.
Anything else from you, Victoria?
That is it.
All right. So, as your spear impacts, you see one of the strange two-taloned hands holding it, and another one of those feral shrieks of pain. And Hugh, it is your turn.
Okay. Is the creature in sword range if I came up to it, or is it too high up?
It is 20 feet up in the treetops. So,
Okay.
but it
I
doesn't seem to be far away from the trunk. So if you have a climb speed and can get up there, you could probably just take a swing.
Oh yeah, I can totally climb that tree then. I assume there's not any. I have. Is there 40 feet of regular movement?
Okay, then if you so climbing takes if you've got a climb speed, it's just normal amount of movement take. So you can climb up there. Otherwise, it takes half movement to climb, which would still get you 20 feet with 40 feet of movement.
So I get myself a 16 to hit.
16 will definitely hit. Go ahead, roll damage.
Be careful up there.
7, 11, and 4, so 15.
All right, this creature is looking very much wounded and hurt. And as it comes to its turn, yeah, you know what? It's going to skitter along the branch that it had started to move on, and as it moves away, of course, Hugh, if you'd like to take a reaction here, you can swing at it.
$16, I assume that hits again?
16 definitely hits again.
Or 14 plus 16 damage.
So these things are happening simultaneously. So I'm going to say that as the creature is moving away, you can see where it is moving to be able to position itself to release a web at you, and you're able to strike at it just as the web is coming out to try and attack you, pinning you in place. But the creature is felled by your sword and drops from the tree, sending the web shooting off in the distance and not striking you or your companions. And as it hits the ground, I would like everyone to roll me a quick perception check.
I don't like the potential for how creepy this is about to be.
All of you hear the sounds of footsteps running through the forest towards you. And Hugh, from where you are positioned in the tree, you can see the group of figures. They are dressed in black robes as they move in, and you see about 3 of them. But you all hear the sound of the footsteps getting closer to you. The creature lies still on the ground, does not burst into tiny spiders.
Okay, Victoria will turn to face whoever's running at them and draw her sword and just yell out, declare yourselves.
And we will find out who is running through and coming to you very shortly. We're going to take a quick ad break here, and when we return, we'll pick up with our story and see who these mysterious figures in the forest might be. So stick around with us, and we'll be right back.
Daryl is my other.
All right, and we're back. We are in the woods outside of Calamon. You have just bested what to some of you could be your worst nightmares, and to others are strange, monstrous existence. But in the aftermath of battle, as your adrenaline is calming down and you are no longer bound by initiative, you heard the footsteps of figures. Hugh was able to see 3 robed individuals heading in your direction, and as Victoria, you ready your blade and call out for identification. A voice calls out as, I am Kaelin, of the Mages of High Sorcery, with my associates, hunting down something for bounty. Have you happened to see a strange creature roaming these woods?
Seen many, but this is maybe one of the strangest.
May we approach to validate if it is what we are searching for?
Come ahead.
As the figures come closer, you see that there are 3 figures, and the first one will remove her hood, the one that spoke, this Kaelin figure, and you see elven features, a youthfulness that is almost ethereal, but that her ears almost remind you of fins. There is a look of perhaps an aquatic creature here. And it seems that you're looking at a sea elf, which is a rare opportunity. Most people never see one. Only in passing as they stick to the waters. This one seems to have broken free of those bonds. The other 2 you see are human, but stick back. As Kaelin moves forward, I must say, it is impressive that you took down such a creature.
Well, numbers usually give you an advantage. I'm Victoria, Squire Selenia.
While this is going on, Rue's been like investigating the body of this creature because he's never seen anything like it in the forest before.
Hugh is right there with them. They're doing. They're jabbering each other about comparative anatomy right here.
Looking at the mandibles, looking at the eyes.
Yeah, it is a strange combination of spider and man. and
Can
something
we
wholly
tell if it's
unique.
consistent with one species of spider, or is it like
Mhm.
sharing many spider species traits?
It shares different species. It's kind of become its own thing, morphing either with the fact that it is not just fully spider and also taking in whatever the humanoid features it was before, but it has a weaker venom, as you had experienced personally, Hugh. And just seems to be more akin to a house spider than anything particularly deadly.
My knowledge enough to notice signs of arcane construction or something like that,
Roll an
or
Arcana
is that
check.
beyond me? Okay.
While Hugh's investigating the Arcana, Rue like points to the mandibles and says, "These remind me of the green recluse from Sancrist. You've probably never heard of it before. It tends to only exist in our forests."
So if the bless counts, then it's a 23. If not, just a 19.
I believe Bless would be over at this point because it only lasts a minute.
It's a minute, yeah.
Yeah, so the 19, while there's no immediate signs of any arcane tampering, the fact that it is seamless in the molding of the two species should and does give you the idea that there was arcana involved in this. You're just unsure of what and how. But perhaps that is what these mages of the high sorcery, as they claim to be, are speaking of.
I can't imagine that there's anything else out here you may have been hunting. I hope there isn't. As she points at it for the mages.
She takes a moment to look over each of you, as if appraising. Our current bounty is only for this creature. But
Well,
you are travelers, are you not? With your skills. Seen any mages running about?
just you.
Go ahead, roll a deception check, Victoria.
Wait. And now you say deception like I've seen another mage running about?
You have two of them in your party.
Yeah, they're not mages.
Her eyes narrow.
Don't you eyeball me.
If you spot anyone else, we'll be in town until we can head elsewhere. One of the figures begins to start collecting rope from their pack to start
Whoa.
binding the creature.
No. If there's a bounty on it, one, we earned that. And two, where are you staying in town?
The beacon. And if you would like to talk to the mages of high sorcery about the creature here that we were sent to go after, more than happy to relay your message.
Oh, is there a contact for the mages of high sorcery in Calman?
There is.
And okay. I don't maybe I misheard you the first time, because I heard that you were bounty hunting. But now you're suggesting that your order sent you after this creature?
The bounty was within our order, as it
Oh.
was a rogue mage mishap. The mage has been
Oh,
dealt with,
interesting.
but this creature went loose.
So you can pay us the bounty and then collect it. on our behalf when you get back.
Go ahead, give a persuasion or intimidation check, depending on how you want this to land.
I feel like since they're mages, she's getting a little thirsty.
Halen looks to one of her companions, the one that doesn't have the rope, and gives a single nod. The figure pulls out their coin purse and counts out, and would hand over 70 gold pieces.
Oh, no. Holy crap. Great. She'll pour them into a pouch. Great. Thank you. Good luck. Watch out. I don't know if venomous things can still get you, but it's venomous.
Well, be careful. Good luck on your travels back to the city. Maybe we will cross paths again.
They're all wearing black robes, eh?
They all wear black robes.
Yeah, okay.
Some of them have
reputation precedes them.
Yeah, some of them have a bit of armor underneath the robes, but everything's black. It's all like light armor and it's piecemeal, and I have very cool visuals in my mind, but
my other character option was
so you head out.
Definitely staying silent during all that, in case it wasn't obvious.
Yeah. So as you get the handoff of the coin for the bounty, the 70 gold that can be split, they start to tie up the creature, which means that you are able to your trainees ran off when this creature arrived. When Vass froze, the Vogler refugees were like, I'm out. But you guys are able to make it back and can start spreading the word that the strange creature has been dealt with.
That's 17 gold, 5 silver for everyone. And then, the trainees are spreading that word?
No, you guys can said that when you get back, that the rumors that were floating around of the strange creature in the woods, the monster, that it's been dealt with. Or not. Either way. You know that it's been dealt with. You don't have to spread anything into the rumor mill.
Victoria doesn't need any more people referring to her as a hero, so she's not saying it. It's just another day's job done.
Have the mages left?
No, they stayed behind to bind up the creature to get it prepared to move. So they're leaving after you.
I didn't realize. Did you guys know that there was mage representatives in Calman?
Yes, we did.
I don't particularly pay attention to that kind of thing.
Yeah, hadn't crossed my mind to wonder.
I think Hugh was there for it. Right.
Yeah,
probably...
but Hugh being there does not mean that Hugh was paying attention.
But I mean, and then Victoria will get like a little. She'll like bite her lip and be like, maybe I shouldn't have antagonized them. They could be handy if something were to happen to the city.
That's not the meddle in the affair of mages.
But
well, if a bunch of dragon men,
your affairs.
Yeah.
Speaking of, there might be one that I need to go talk to shortly about some of this.
Oh, did Rue say that out loud? Or was that
Yeah.
Oh.
I think on the way back to Calaman, Rue would kind of like lecture, but not lecture Bass about like, see, this is what I was talking about using our spells out in the open. Gotta watch these folks.
Vass promptly casts Cure Wounds on you as they walk back, once they've put distance between themselves and the mages.
Oh,
So
dear God.
cool, here, thank you.
And Victoria again will be like, have that like that dough face, like, I'm sorry, I'm kind of new to this, but I can heal some wounds.
That was 4.
That's for
I am down at
I'm
12.
Okay, she'll lay a hand on Hugh's shoulder, and a warm healing feeling will flow through him for all 12.
Nice.
Fancy.
Are you
Right.
all right, Rue? Are you taken care of?
I'm good enough.
Okay.
Thank you.
He looks gratefully at Victoria, and then goes over to the followers and starts ask them, "Now, what did we learn today?"
For a second, I was like, he was talking to flowers now? What did I do to him?
I
Oh,
learned
okay.
that I'm very afraid of spiders and that was terrifying.
That's why you have a big stick.
Right. Right. And
You're
he
not.
just looks at the
You're
spear
not.
in his hand.
You're not skilled enough to get up and close. That's why you have a long, long stick. Poke them at from a distance. See, this is why you fight with a pack with friends.
Yes.
So the spiders can't get up close and bite you. See? Hmm?
Right, right. And he just looks to the other guys that are here and they're just kind of, no, you got this. You continue talking for it.
The de facto leader. Or default leader. Whatever the right word is.
Yeah. Leader by default.
Yeah.
But as you are finding your way back to Vogler, or not Vogler, to Calamon, through Vogler, Refugee, the rest of the trade camps, you make your way back to Calamon, and as you are traveling through, there is, of course, the rest of the day where you can tend to any wounds that you may still have. Vass, you can prepare for your shows that you will be doing later on tonight, of course. If any of you would be attending, make sure
Yeah, of course.
yourselves
Yep.
are aware. Rue, you can get to selling.
I think Victoria has some simple clothes, so she's not
Be
watching
walking,
the show all armored up.
right?
Did you say we were on, this is the 3rd day of downtime?
Yeah, this would be about the 3rd day.
So I could have
Can
brewed
Victoria
and sold 2 potions already?
Yeah, we'd say that you would have been able to sell 2 potions. Go ahead, make 2 persuasion rolls, please.
Oh no. It's a 20, dirty.
Ooh.
The other one's a 17.
Okay, you sell them at the base price of what you'd be selling at, so 50. Right? You're selling them at 50 GP?
Yeah.
So.
That's market, which we'll just go with that.
Okay.
And they cost 25 to make, so I made 50.
Yep.
Sweet.
Can
Daddy
Victoria
warbucks.
pick up a dagger?
Yeah, easily.
A Dirk style dagger? And is that just going to be the standard cost? What is that, 2?
Standard
Gold?
cost, and I do believe that it is 2 gold. It's either 2 or 4. It's one of the
They
smaller
are
amounts.
2.
Yeah. Can Rue roll for me a d6?
2.
Oh.
2. Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Now I'm 2 inches taller.
Right?
Hey, remember when that squire was talking about not seeing any mages and they were definitely lying? Well, now one guy's cooking up magic potions, so maybe we should look at him.
I mean, these aren't like magical though. They're just with an herbalism kit, right? Like, it's just health tonic.
Health tonic.
Is that what you're selling it as? Is those the words you're using?
Definitely heard potion come out of your mouth.
I mean, you don't have to be skilled with magic to brew these. You just have to be skilled with my kit.
But that does not make them any less magical.
I mean, I'd like to think mine are magical because, you know, they're made with all natural, locally sourced ingredients that are, you know, as organic as possible.
Oh man, I'm just imagining like Rue giving this long like sales pitch spiel to someone sitting next to his stall, and it's like this figure's just like a beggar getting like alms, and it's like oh man. But as you find yourselves winding down and doing your business, night comes to Calamon, and goodness gracious, I might have to do a restart. That's what it's looking like.
Maybe I blanked on this. What time of year is it?
I want to say that this is about spring, summer.
Okay,
Yeah.
It was the festival in Bogler. I didn't know if it was like an end of the year festival or a start of it.
I want to say it's a spring, early summer festival. I'll double check on the calendar for you, but as of right now, let's just say that you're in summer, early summer. But yeah, it is going to then be. We come to night falls to Calamon, and those of you watching Vash's performance are seated in the tavern this evening. And Vash, please roll for me
Let's
your
see it.
performance check, and then describe to me what it looks like.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
Hell yeah.
That's a really
this
good roll.
is honestly the best performance that anyone has ever seen, like Fast do, or just ever. It secretly deep down inside, Bass is like, damn, that was the best performance I've ever done. And I think he tries to use it as a release for all the tension that had built up during that spider encounter. And I think he does a rousing rendition of the ballad of Vass and Ispin. Taking it back old school.
Amazing. So, as you are performing this, and of course you're throwing in the normal gravitas and panache, you're making everything over the top, and the crowd is loving it. They are throwing their coins forward, they are cheering along, drinking heavily, singing when they can, and for those of you present, you see the tavern come to life with Vass. Vass, when your set is supposed to end, you hear the crowd crying for encore, and you are kept for another few songs, because how can you deny your adoring fans, really?
Oh, I can't. It's impossible.
But eventually...
Victoria's.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say she's enjoying Vass's success, so she's pretty happy and clapping with the crowd.
Hell yeah. So,
You gotta give the people what they want, so.
gotta give them what they want. So, as you eventually are having to come off the stage, you easily can find your friends in the crowd, and sure, there's a bit of ale spilled around them from the other figures nearby, but you get a few claps on your shoulders and cheers. Someone brings you a drink on the house. And
Nice.
yeah, you've got a very heavy coin purse from your collections this evening.
Yay. A vast
Yeah.
will thank his compatriots for attending. It means a lot to him.
I was
I've been
inspired.
here all
Bess.
week.
You did us been great justice with that performance.
Thank you.
You got everyone so worked up. I'm gonna smell like a brewery when we get out of here. More beer hit the floor than their throats.
So, how heavy exactly is my gold purse?
Yes, I was doing the math here real quick. You are looking at, this is going to be, you have 23 gold pieces and 17 silver.
Wow.
All from a single night.
That's amazing.
Nice. Probably the most that Vass has brought in at once from a performance.
I think this might have been like the first night that Rue came out to one of Vass's shows. So he turns to Vass and just says, and you do this every night, right?
Oh yes, every night. Yeah, this is the experience you'll get. Totally been doing it this way the whole time.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, go ahead, roll an insight check. Vass, go ahead, roll a deception check.
Oh.
That's perfect.
Rue, you are looking very close, trying to discern any sort of falsehood, and you see none.
Just kind of nods. See his beard kind of twitches, his jaw kind of goes back and forth. It's good. It's good.
So, as you all finish out your drinks, perhaps buy, if you want any sort of late night snacks from the tavern's kitchen, easy enough to acquire. But,
Ooh, snacks.
yeah. You could get a plate of false gold, which is just onion rings. But,
I mean, I'm a fat guy. I want snacks. Victoria doesn't actually want snacks.
yeah. I mean, if that's just what they've got on hand. But yeah, no.
He was fighting off, the lingering effects of poison things, so he's all on the snacks.
Amazing.
Now I'm
But-
looking up like anti-venom on D&D Beyond.
It's called Paladin.
Yeah,
Right? Just have a healer in the party.
lesser restoration,
But
antitoxin. That's what it's called. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
no worries. That's fine.
I'm thinking out loud.
As
Just
you
like an
guys
old man gnome.
are able to find your way out onto the street after a very successful evening. Go ahead, roll for me perception checks here, guys.
Yeah. Listen, eventually I'm going to make one of them. It's not today, but eventually.
Hugh and Vass, you hear the clatter and then the mule of some alley cat as you're walking by, and you can see this sort of ratty cat looking at your group low to the ground from where it just fell and just seems to watch you all curiously. You see it has
I
a bright green eye. The other one seems to have a scab and cut across it, keeping it closed.
I'm recalling that we dealt with mages today, and how mages have familiars. So I'm gonna pay attention to this cat and see if there's anything arcane or special about it. Is there a thing to roll for that?
Go ahead, roll for me. Roll for me a nature check to see if this looks to be a normal cat.
But it's a cat.
Crit.
How would you actually know if it wasn't being a cat?
I'm a ranger.
With a 22 on your check, it looks just like a normal alley cat. It perhaps has seen a bit of fights, especially given the scar across the face that is healing, but does not seem to be the more pristine presentation that familiars would take.
In that case, I give him a treat and some scritches behind the ears.
Give me
You're about to get poisoned the second time today.
give me an animal handling check to see how close the cat will let you get.
Yeah, I was going to say while Hugh was scrutinizing the cat, Vass would have pulled out some dried meat or something from his pack and tried to entice it with it because he's feeling good.
Uh,
He's feeling generous.
16.
sharing the love.
all right, vast animal handling.
Rollsies.
Very, very hesitantly, this creature, having watched you all and seemingly not spooked, will come to sniff at the dried meat that you offer, Vass. And as it begins to take it quickly from your hand and eat right there, it doesn't move away, allowing for Hero to go ahead and give some scritches behind the ear. And if Vass, you would like to do the same, it seems to let you, at least while it is eating, though you can hear the soft growl as, again, there are unfamiliar hands while this creature is eating, but he does not snap. As you are able to, having done some good for perhaps a creature that needed a full belly this evening, and passed off some affections as well, sharing in the mirth. You make it back to your quarters.
Ooh.
Oh?
I have speak with animals.
Yeah? Are you gonna do a speak with animals here?
I'm gonna use it.
Go for it.
Okay. Hi.
What do you want? I already ate the food, you can't have it.
Yes, it was for you.
Alright.
What? Have you seen anything unusual lately? Heard,
Well,
smelled?
the four of you are kind of unusual. No one usually
Mhm.
gives me food, and when they do, they just kinda throw it out the door.
Hmm. You look like you'd use it.
I appreciate it.
My room is warm, and if you can stay there if you promise to kill any mice or rats who come inside there.
There are a lot of rats and mice that you've seen? I don't want to go to an empty hunting ground.
You know what? It's not the best spot, so yeah, it's a good spot. There's been plenty of mice around. So I can't be bothered to do it myself. I have enough food. So if you want to hang out there,
Roll a persuasion check to see if you can get this cat to follow you.
Let's just picturing Hugh every day sneaking mice in and releasing them in our rooms.
That's why he goes along with Rue in the early mornings, is to go and hunt mice in the forest.
16.
The cat looks at you, blinks. Maybe. I'll think about it. You gonna leave your window open or something so I can smell you? I don't know what your room looks like.
He holds out his hand.
Creature goes forward and sniffs a few times. Alright, yeah. I got that scent.
Okay. See you around, buddy.
Alright. And the creature the cat just kind of creeps back into the alleyway. You guys all heard Hugh talking to the cat, and the cat just like meowing back.
Can I
Now you
get
hear
like
Hugh. He started just making meowing sounds himself. Like
Can I get, like,
pitch
a-
perfect.
gist
We're
of
good.
that with my speak with small beasts
Uh,
trait?
let me look at your trait descriptions here real quick.
I
Give me just 1 second.
think I can like communicate simple ideas with smaller beasts. So
Hold on. We'll find out here very shortly. Free larb. And your features.
I think it might be one way, but we'll see.
You can communicate simple ideas with small or smaller beasts. So, it's you talking to them, not them talking back to you.
So I just hear the cat meowing back to him.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What color is the cat?
The cat seems to be a mix of colors, but it is predominantly, gray and black. There is one single spot of white, and it's at the tip of its tail.
I feel like none of us had a talk with Rue and Hugh about filling our home with strays, and maybe this is a great time for Vass to have that talk with them.
Vass is chill. Vass doesn't care.
Do you want a
Maybe
bunch of
Victoria should have that
alley
discussion.
cats running around your house, cramping your style? Spraying everywhere?
Rather one big cat than 10 small mice.
Yeah, Victoria, they're a necessary part of the ecosystem.
Mice or cats?
All of them.
Okay, this cat is part of the alley ecosystem, and our quarters are part of the castle ecosystem.
Yes, and if you have introduced an apex predator to this ecosystem, that reduces the amount of biomaterial and then trophic layers below it.
Right,
We're
but
just
it
not
increases
in agreement with
the
you.
layers of cat crap in our quarters.
Hey,
And
mice,
decreases the amount of mice droppings.
mice crap all over the place too.
Yeah, and cats are cleaner than mice.
Who says
I'm
it's
not
gonna
sure
crop
that
in our
alley
quarters?
cats are cleaner than mice.
Cats deliberately hide their droppings compared to mice who just have them everywhere.
Oh, so okay, so our quarters are going to be filled with hidden cat droppings. I didn't realize.
Also, we have servants. That's what they're for.
Who has servants? What are you
At the
talking
castle.
about?
All these people waiting on us when we're out in the castle.
I don't recall. Have I been being waited on?
No, but there are cleaning staff that come through.
Oh.
That most of the
Oh hell! I mean, we have cleaning
soldier
staff. Whatever.
Yeah, most of the soldier areas are kept by themselves, but in the more bureaucratic areas, you would have there are staff that come in as their job is to clean.
Okay. Hey guys, so now part of your job is finding hidden cat crap.
You would
Someone's
know.
job.
Yeah, I mean, you would know that there are cats that are kept on the castle grounds. This wouldn't be the first cat brought in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is an alley cat.
Right. But I mean, there are other cats on.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
You want the ones experienced? Do you want an inexperienced hunter, or you want one with experience?
I'm assuming that the cats they keep are well versed in hunting mice. Hey, I mean, maybe it'll get along. Whatever.
Rue's like having flashbacks to Hugh's lecture about like the 3 different classes of people and how they have this stratification like in the cities, and is thinking of like the cats with like the alley cat versus the non-alley cat versus like the true feral cat from the woods. Like now he's probably seen at least 2 of them because he knows he's seen woodland creatures and he knows he's seen the alley cat.
Feral cats, alley cats, and then the pampered pets.
Domesticated. Yep. It's all like starting to make sense.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I love it.
So while they were all discussing the pros and cons of bringing an alley cat into our quarters, Vass was writing a jingle for Rue in his potion selling
Oh man.
endeavors. And I have it actually written.
Hell yeah, go right ahead.
So it's give me some health, give me some health, give me some health from Rue's Health Tonics.
Oh man.
Hey, you forgot the line about you can trust this old man's candy.
I'm
Oh
afraid
my
to
goodness.
mention any brand names. I get like DMCA'd or something like that.
So,
Did you sing that to Rue?
I would say so.
Oh yeah, like whenever he gets an opportunity, I guess when they leave this alley cat and keep walking, he'll be like, "Oh hey, by the way, wrote you a jingle."
You think this will help me make sales? I mean, I've been doing okay so far.
Oh yeah, this will totally help. Double your sales.
Can I insight check that?
Roll an insight check. Vass, you can roll perception or deception based on your beliefs.
Can I not roll
Or
persuasion?
performance makes sure, and I said perception, but I meant persuasion.
Thank you.
Vass stands behind his art.
Yeah.
It's a good time today. I've believed you. Okay.
I
It's all
mean,
good.
a jingle like that would just help get people's attention, right? That's good.
All right. Teach me how to sing this jingle.
Yeah, who's gonna? Oh, Rue's gonna sing it. Oh,
I mean, I'm the one that sells the potions.
yeah. Okay. Might not have the same impact from Rue as it does from Bass.
Yeah, because Rue would be talking about himself in the third person. But yeah, like I don't know if Vass has a spare moment the next time that Rue is hawking his wares, he'll stop by with his loot and try and get people to come in and buy.
Yeah, no. Easy enough to do.
I
And
could replace the person who's like begging next to my little
yeah,
setup or stall with Vass instead. Like I've upgraded. I've got the bard from the tavern that had the performance of his
Get,
life now.
get out of here, beggar. I've
hey,
upgraded.
so I know that you've been begging here since before I started selling my wares, but I need this space.
You've been replaced.
You could go beg in that gutter over there. It looks cozy enough.
Oh my goodness. So, as your night comes to an end and as you make it, you all, of course, gain long rests. And as morning comes, whether you are up early, rising late, at breakfast, the half elf, Zuela, finds Victoria and has a,
Oh, that half elf.
yes. And there is a human at her side, wearing very simple clothes, but you see a massive scar across her face. It's branching and covers about half underneath the eye. And Zuela sits down. Oh, hi, Victoria. This is my friend, Levna, that I was telling you about.
Oh, where are we at breakfast?
Yes, this would be at breakfast. Probably
Oh,
after you've eaten, but before the day truly begins.
oh, Victoria said, oh no, oh, and then I guess like stand, like, oh, I don't know. Do I need to salute? We're at breakfast. I don't. Ah, ah.
Levna puts a hand up. At ease. At least not until I put my armor on.
Okay, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, hi. Listen, I have a lot of news.
I'm sure, and we've been briefing with the figures in the council room as well. But Zuela said that you wanted to meet me.
Well, I was more getting kind of desperate to make a report. I haven't been able to contact any Solemnics and since these things were happening. Um, and I didn't want. My orders were a couple days for a funeral, so I didn't want anyone to maybe think I was gone AWOL.
Well, make sure that your immediate supervisors are made aware, but no, that is appreciated, especially with everything that has been happening.
Can you? I don't. Is there news that you can tell me?
I don't know much news of what's been happening here, but I've met with agents of another dragon army, which is terrifying to consider that there are more.
So we're at war, right?
There are wars, yes. I don't believe it has been officially come to Ansalon, but
With the
I
burning our villages.
just because they are performing the acts of war does not mean that our supervisors have seen it yet, which is why it is not official. But the soldiers of us that know, that have seen what is happening, no.
Okay. All right. Okay. What should I do?
Well, keep following orders unless the orders are corrupt, then do good.
I'm just saying I don't have any orders. It was more in the yeah.
Well, if you want to reach with some of the supervisors here, that can be arranged. Otherwise, if you've got any other things to fulfill your time, perhaps.
Where are you staying? Are you going to be here long?
I'm staying in the barracks, not too far from the castle. We'll be here for as long as we're needed. Typically our envoy missions are a few weeks, enough that we can share reports and any recruiting done to bring back. If anyone needs to be elevated in the position while we're here, that can be handled as well.
Okay. Should I come stay with you guys? Am I in the barracks? Where are we staying? It's not
You
the barracks that we're
no,
staying.
you don't stay in the
Yeah,
barracks. You stay in Castle Calamon itself.
right.
You have a
Oh,
portion of
with
the fourth
the
floor.
guards there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're above the guard. Yeah, okay. I'm and my companions and I are staying in the castle right now. Should I be coming and staying with you guys?
No, I think you'll be fine in the castle, but I mean, we can always, of course, check with the supervisors. So,
Yeah, I don't want to be improper.
sure. Isabella, do you know where they would be at in this morning? Oh, probably down on the ground floor. Um, any of you at breakfast would be able to overhear this conversation as well, and can assist.
And I don't want to step outside of my bounds. I out of if you don't mind me asking, I don't want to know what information you're getting, but is there has there been a man named a Lord Baccharis involved in these meetings?
Not that I'm aware of,
Okay,
but I don't get too much of the details of who the meetings are. I'm very recent inductee to the actual orders.
oh, okay. And we ran into some black robe mages a few days ago. Have the mages had representation in any of these meetings?
When their purviews are required, most of the time when we're
Okay,
here, it's not much, but we've had in the past, yes. I've heard mainly stories. I've only seen at least one of these meetings with a mage that I knew of course. There could be others.
of course, yeah.
As you all, or any of you that are joining Victoria, Zuela, and Levna, um, go down to the first floor, uh, you would notice that amongst some of the figures that are gathering for the impending council meeting, two of them are present that wear full Solemnic armor, though their helmets have been removed.
I'm so underdressed.
Well, you did just come from breakfast.
Yeah, well,
One of them,
shame.
yeah, one of them is Kender. You'd be able to see the other human, and are being addressed by a familiar face as Darrett is talking to them and getting closer. If Victoria and anyone else present would like to roll a perception check to see if you could overhear what is happening or what is being said.
There we go. It's getting lower.
Oh no!
Vass's natural one makes absolutely perfect sense because he's still in the process of fully waking up.
Right. It is Rhubarb and it is Hugh that can overhear where Darrett is speaking to the two Knights of Solemnia. Look, I know that I am not a knight, truly, but I was a squire under Becklin in everything but official service, and I know the histories, and if you could just take a look, please, and see if she can join. She's worked very hard, and it's at this point that Darrett kind of notices that people are coming forward as you are being led over, and there is a He stands up, looks away. You can see a bit of a embarrassed flush over his cheeks. The last thing that he says to the two knights present is, in dire circumstances, there have been exceptions made to the order and the way of things. And that's all that he says there as you guys approach. And Levna does give a salute. Zuela does stay back. And the two knights look to Levna and Victoria.
Oh, saluting. Hey, if saluting's called for it, saluting is happening.
Yeah. So, they give the proper salutes back. And then, at ease.
Wait, why did we come over here?
You were asking about the, you wanted to know if you needed to stay.
I don't, well, okay, I don't want, yeah, sorry. I don't want, I don't need to stick my nose into whatever business you are, but I'm not I don't know what information you had, but have you been told that this army took a Solanic Knight captive?
That information has made its way up to us. I assume you were part of the survivors at Vogler then.
Yes. Yes.
Well, first off, congratulations on your survival. Second off, thank you for your service.
I mean, it's just duty.
Spoken like a true knight of Slumnia.
Speaking of, I was on leave for a funeral, and I'm kind of without orders right now. And I was wondering if I should be joining the rest of you in the barracks.
The two look to each other, and the human male, keep your living conditions as they are right now. The barracks are a bit crowded. As far as your orders, how long will you be in the city?
I mean, until I'm given orders.
We'll consider your placements in our upcoming meetings. What did you say your name was?
Oh, I'm Victoria Ironhow, daughter of Savik, Squire of Selenia, champion of Paladine. I don't know if she should have added that, but she did. And then she's like, "Oh crap."
Interest seems to sort of fill in the human's eyes. Estinius. And this here is Alhana.
Tinius and who?
Alhana.
Alhana. Not Albania. What? Okay. She'll bow.
You said
Well,
that you were still a squire, yes?
Of course, yes.
How long have you been a squire?
About 2 years.
Have you already applied for knighthood?
I mean, I haven't applied for an order. I've kind of, my father led me. He's more more stuck in his ways, and I was raised to believe that when I was worthy of being knighted, I would be, as opposed to politicking my way through applications. His words.
Well, we've heard, and if you are, as you are, you've done great deeds, and someone's already championing for you to proceed in the ranks. If you are interested in
She's going to raise an eyebrow and look at, what's her name, Levna?
Levna,
Yeah.
she looks back to you, gives a soft shrug of her shoulder.
What?
If you are interested in pursuing that advancement, we may discuss that further. To see if the words can be matched by a proper knight.
Oh, so she'll be speechless for a second. She's it's obviously something that she wants very much, and then she'll nod and bow her head respectfully.
At this moment, you see the council members of the rest of the council of Kalamon arriving for this morning meeting. Alhana, the Kender knight, looks up to you, Victoria. Think on it. And, find us after the meeting if you want to pursue with this. And we'll get everything set up for you.
Thank you.
They head off. We're going to take a moment here for a quick ad break, and then check in with our figures to see how they're doing after such an offer. We'll join you and pick up this story real soon, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. You are in the courtyard of Castle Kalamon and Victoria. As the council members gather for their morning meeting, you stand with your companions behind you, Zuela and Levna as well, having just been offered the chance of being elevated as a proper Knight of Solamnia, no longer just a squire, into one of the orders. What are the
Nice.
thoughts going through your mind?
Briefly, like I'm so freaking underdressed for this. She's on her face because she's probably not great at hiding emotion. Like it's plain that she's quite excited about this, but she's also fearful or worried about something at the same time.
Almost jarring, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and Levna, the knight that you had been introduced to minutes ago, gives you a bright smile. This is good news. You're gonna join the orders.
It's great news. It's
Yeah. And your
something
friends
I've wanted
here
for a long time.
can, can celebrate firsthand. And Levna motions to all of you.
I don't I mean it's a little early for that. I don't know what is going to be required.
Oh,
Maybe.
if it's anything like how I was inducted, you'll have a night that, stands, offers you before whoever's present at the council. Here it'll be Alhana and Estinius. They're the highest ranking amongst us. And then, if everything checks out, you'll have a challenge. And completing the challenge means you're inducted into the Knights.
What? When you say if everything checks out, what does that mean?
You know that you've served as a knight. You've served for a year, which you've already done. You have good standing. The knight that is presenting you is in good standing, and it'll be a small presentation of deeds that you've done that show your candidacy for joining into the order further than your current status. It's, like you said before, it's a lot of politicking, but it's a smooth-going process. I've very rarely seen anyone be denied a challenge. Most people who don't make it to the knighthood further than their squireship is because their challenge doesn't quite go their way.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. I should probably go prepare.
And I don't know who has been vouching for you, but if you don't have a knight here currently,
There are no knights here.
She's a knight.
Yeah, no, there were no knights. Like Victoria will say, there are no knights here before you guys came, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to presume, were you squiring under anyone?
No, not here. And, as a player, I'm like, how did I never work out? Like, it was probably more like
Yeah, no, you're good.
in service at a keep.
Yeah, no, you're good. Levna seems to kind of take it. She doesn't seem...
I was not AWOL.
Yeah. As very much, it seems that Levna is a bit more casual outside of her armor than... Like, she still has, like, the proper postures and respect in the certain situations, but otherwise seems very sort of down to earth. Almost a little bit like Becklin, where Becklin's passion for history came out a lot more often than the presenting of the Knight of Salamia. I don't know what Astinius is going to do, but if you need a knight to present you forward, I'm not doing much of anything while I'm in town.
I would be honored and very grateful if you could do that.
Of course.
But before you vouch with me, you not ever heard my name before?
I've heard of your surname.
Okay.
But I've not heard your exploits, Victoria.
But I mean, there's... I haven't officially had a mark against me. But I kind of feel, and I'm not accusing anyone, that because of some of my family circumstances, my progression may have been willfully overlooked. And there was an incident that, with no mark against me, may have contributed to that. So before you vouch for me, maybe you should know that there might be some in the knighthood that might be hesitant to raise me.
Well, what there was someone who was talking to Alhana and Estinius earlier. Said that exceptions have been made in the past. War is upon us, whether it is official or not, and it looks like right now you only have 2 people that you need to persuade to get you to one of the orders.
All right. I don't, but I would hate in the future for any questions to be brought up and you to be involved with that.
Look, I've already survived a encounter with the Blue Dragon Army, and she motions to the scar on her face. I think a few knights with their knickers all in a twist because someone else got into their little order, I can handle. You seem
Okay.
a good person, Victoria, from the small exploits that have been told to me, and she looks over to Zuela. I'll vouch for you.
I work very hard at being a good person. Okay. So did they say meet in the courtyard afterwards? What did?
Just meet them afterwards. So you could
Oh, okay.
wait in the courtyard to meet them, or you can go about your own. But between the other figures here, Zuela, and the guards, you'd very easily be able to find Estinius and Alhana afterwards. But,
Okay. All right. Great. So at first order of business for her is going and getting like suited up and everything. Maybe taking an extra few minutes of care.
yeah, but Bass, Hugh, Rue, you all saw this as well, and overheard the conversations. If you wish to try and give some words of advice or try to ease some of Victoria's worries.
And Vass will probably pat her on the arm and give her a bardic inspiration while saying congratulations.
Well, it's early. I appreciate it, but it's early for congratulations.
I think you'll make a fine knight, young lady.
Sorry, we muted. I muted because of the sirens.
Oh,
Q tells her that the prowess of the Knights of Solamia have been well described in the tales of my people, and you are more than their equal.
oh, thank you. That's I consider that a high compliment from you.
So, as you all gather around Victoria, and as you all are able to head back up to wherever it is you wish to go for the rest of the day after breakfast, Victoria, you, of course, going to put on your armor. Levna heads out as well to get suited, wishing you all well. Even those who she did not get introduced to by Zuela, Levna just seems to be a friendly person. Zuela looks to Hugh and make sure that you head by the clerk's office to pick up your weekly payment.
Oh yes, monies.
So Hugh can pick up 5 gold from the clerk as Zuela heads back out, and I think as the excitement of perhaps a knighting ceremony in the afternoon holds over, it will be a great place for us to end our session. So, we will pick up there next week to see what comes of the vouch of Victoria, if a challenge is presented, and of course, what your next assignment from Kalaman will be. We'll see you all next week. I'll see you guys in the next stream. But thank you to our viewers for viewing. Thank you to our players for playing. I do hope you guys all enjoyed this story. But until the next time, head over to wildwitch.com. That's WILDEWITCH.com. Had to restart there. But wildwitch.com, that is our website. It's where you can find all the fun things that we've got going on, all the ways you can find us on the internet, and of course the invite link to our Discord to join us and play in some games yourself. Also on the internet, we have Sirenscape, who provides all of our background music, our ambiance, our sad trombone, played at dramatically appropriate times. You can find out all about them and what they can do for you and your table at their website, sirenscape.com. And as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.